Check, check. Check 1 2 1 2. Check, check. Check 1 2 1 2. Hey, Shalom Israel. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barak Atham to all the brothers. Yahweh Shamar Alathan by Hashem Yahushai to all the sisters. We are the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, started out in 1 West Harlem, New York, right, 125th Street, since 1969, under Commanding General Yohana. Right, today, I'm Precinct Officer 500 Commandant from Southern California, holding down the Lashawan Qadash. Right, today's class. On Fridays, we always go into the pure Hebrew language. This is not modern Hebrew. This is not, Yiddish, right? We go into the pure modern language, Hebrew language, Salakia, right? And as you can see, right, I have it written in the Hebrew, ancient, and then also in the Assyrian, right? And if you was to be reading it, this is what you be. If you was to read these characters up here, this is what you'll be reading. Lashawan Qadash, right? So I'm gonna break it down like how we have it up here with the connectors, right? So we have La Shawan Qadash. Right, which means Salakia, right? So La Shawan Qadash. Why is there two different characters? Right, one is the ancient, characters or letters, and then you have the Assyrian. This is what it would look like in the Assyrian. Today, this is what you will see everywhere. Right? There's this. Right, when they talk about the Torah, right, or the Torah in the Hebrew, right, this is what you would find. You know what I mean? They're always going to use these Assyrian characters, but you would still, nonetheless, will read it the same as the ancient, right? It's still the La, you still pronounce it the same. The Shah, you still pronounce it the same. Right, when you see these characters they're going to be pronounced as the ancient characters. When we get into the characters, I write them down on the board. I'm going to go over the pronunciations. All right, so this is what it would look like in the Assyrian. Lashawan Qadash. All right, what does it mean? What does Lashawan Qadash mean? Well, Lashawan means tongue. What does a tongue do? It babbles, or like it moves up and down. So that's what it means. Lashawan means the movement of the tongue, meaning language, right? Qadash in the Hebrew, it means holy. So this is a holy language, all right? A separate language. I always, any class that you see from the ISUPK, they're going to tell you that, this is the language for Blacks. This is a language that Blacks and Latinos were speaking before the conquistador, right? Before we went into captivity. This is a language that was given to us as a people, right? From the Most High Power, Yahweh, in the Hebrew, right? But so I'm gonna get into the characters, and then I will get into the topic. We'll get into the characters first. All right, and the Hebrew is written from right to left. Right? Salak, let me. All right, so I'm gonna just go over the characters. All right. So we have from right to left, a, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha. The way you pronounce the this character here, the ha, you have to pronounce it with the vibration of your throat, right? Ka, ta, ya, ka, right? The ka is more so, um, from the mouth. The ka is like more the vibration of your throat, right? Ka, ka. So la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, taza, kwa, ra, sha, the. Right? And these characters of Syrian look way different from the ancient, but you nonetheless you still pronounce them the same. Only thing that changes, if you can see, we have double characters like the ka here. The ka here we have. I'm gonna underline them in the red. I mean, so like in the blue and green. All right, I'm gonna go over them again, right to left. A, ba, ga, da, ha, wa, za, ha, ta, ya, ka, la, ma, na, sa, I, pa, ta, za, kwa, ra, sha, the. Right, so we have 5 double characters in the Assyrian. You have the ka, ma, na, pa, and taza. Right, the blue underlined character is only going to come at the beginning or a middle of a word. Right, all the blue characters, which are the characters on top, are going to always come at the beginning or a middle of a word. You're not going to see them at the end of a word, right? But the green underlined characters, these are the characters that you only see at the end of a word, right? That's the only thing that changes in the Assyrian. That we have 5 double characters, right? So I'm gonna leave that up for a few minutes, and I'll come back. All right. So what I'm going to get into today, right? I was watching the video of the purple sodomites. You know, they came against the brothers, and they were like, "Oh, what they say? You over there teaching the Hebrew language instead of, teaching the people the law, statutes, and commandments, right?" They're like, this and that. This is the thing though. We're gonna go into the book of Zephaniah 3 and 9. Because these purple sodomites don't know a damn thing. They're ashamed to learn the Lord's language, right? They're not ashamed to be sodomites, but they're ashamed to learn the Lord's language. Zephaniah 3 and 9. Here we are. Lock you. Skipped it. Zephaniah 3 and 9. It says, "For then will I return to the people a pure language, that they may all call upon the name of the Lord, to serve him with one consent." Right? At one point, the so-called leader of the purple sodomites, he used to say the name of the Lord, right? When he used to be, when he was learning in One West, he used to call upon the name of the Lord. There's a lot of things that he did away with because he is ashamed, right? He does not want to address it. So what does he do? He gets rid of it. He got rid of the shield. He got rid of wearing war scarves, wearing meat trees, all these things, right? And this is another thing he's trying to get rid of. He's trying to get rid of the language of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So the Lord said he's going to give us a pure language. How is the Lord not going to, if he's given us the law, statutes, and commandments and the judgments while we in captivity, how is he not going to give us our pure language back? You know what I'm saying? The Lord's doing all these things in a timely manner, right? And he has chosen the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under Commanding General Yohana to do these things. So, these sodomites are saying, you over there wasting your time teaching the brothers and the sisters the Hebrew. But one thing that they don't understand is like that the King James Version of the Bible was translated from the Hebrew. And there's things that you need to, there's words in the Hebrew, right? And like, you have the word ath in the Hebrew. If you don't know what ath is, we already broke it down a few times in the class. When the word ath is in there, it means pertaining to or only speaking to, directly speaking to the children of Israel. So you're going to see that word thrown around throughout the Old Testament. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord has only spoken to the children of Israel. He has not dealt so, like he has said in the book of Psalms. You know what I'm saying? He has not dealt so with no other nation. You know what I'm saying? So how can you break that down to somebody? Well, you have to go into the lexicon. You have to go into the Hebrew to break it down. So give somebody the proper understanding. You know what I'm saying? So what's another thing that he said that he has done away with, right? Things that he is ashamed of, right? He said that he left the teachings of the One West because it was so much polygamy, right? When polygamy, having multiple wives, is in the Bible. All right, and he goes into the New Testament. He says that is the Old Testament and the New Testament. You know, he sounds like a damn Christian, right? He said that the New Testament says that you should have a man should have his own wife, and a woman should have her own husband. But what does that mean? You know, you have Christians throwing around that John 3:16 means that God so loved the world, and now he loves everybody, that he gave his only begotten son, you know what I mean, for whoever believes in him. You know, just paraphrasing. You know what I'm saying? That whoever should believe in him. But if you go into the into precept upon precept, just like Isaiah said, and we're going to go into Isaiah, right? Just like how Isaiah said, precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little, to understand the Bible, right? Because the Bible is you just can't. Nobody can just pick up these records. Right, these records are not just given to anybody. These records have a flow, you know what I mean, have a way that it speaks to not only the people that understand, you know, this language, this how would you say this Salakia, the slang, right? The Bible speaks in slang. Right, the people that understand slang are the only people that these records are given to. Right, so just like how it has a context to John 3:16, and how John 3:16, if you go to it says that God so loved the world. The word world in the Bible has a context, right? Which means age of society. Now it says that he gave his only begotten son, right? Now Christ himself says that he only comes for the lost sheep of the house of Israel, right? There's a context, right? And then if you go to a book of Isaiah 45:17, it tells you whosoever, right? All children of Israel. So you know that there's a context, right? You know the truth. So when in the New Testament, where it says a man should have his own wife, what does that mean? A woman should have her own husband. According to the Bible, what the Bible teaches is that a woman can only have one husband, right? So her own husband is the man who she laid down with. According to the Bible, a man can have more than one wife, right? And whoever he lies down with, and she can only be single. She can't be, she can't belong to another man, right? So when it says a man should have his own wife, meaning that it's not just one woman. He lays down with 2, 3. That's his own wife, right? And because he changed the truth, because the Bible says in the book of Romans 1:25, it's like, who changed the truth of God, right? And he's teaching what the oppressor teaches. And because he has changed the truth of God, a beautiful sister, died under their care. Right? That sister died because they didn't care for her. Right? They accepted Sodomites. Salaki, they accepted Hamites, which, you know, Hamites today are Africans, so-called Africans. And the Bible teaches against Africans, and they teach that Africans can join. He went to Africa to go seek general butt naked. Why out of everybody in Africa that they went to go seek a man whose name is, you know, General Butt Naked, Salakia? You know, that's his nickname. Because he would go to war. He was a guerrilla. He would go to war, you know, exposed. So he could so his enemies can have fear. Because what happens when a man that is exposed comes unto you, you want to move out the way. You're like, man, I don't want this exposed man on me, right? But he went to go seek this general. Why? Because they're sodomites. That's the reason why. Why didn't they go seek all the Christian churches out there in Africa? Because out there is running rampant as well. But they can learn that because the Lord does not care about Africans. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, this beautiful sister died under the teachings, the false teachings of these sodomites. Right? He said there was an interview. General Hyman spoke on it last night. Why he left the One West teachings, the truth, and he started teaching his own false doctrine. And what happened? That's how you know that the Lord is not with him. Right? There's sodomites. One of their members was sleeping with a sodomite, shot him in the face. Captain the Gabar brought it out. They ran. That's when they ran. When he brought out the article. What's another thing that they known for? He was talking about one of his close members for like 15 years left the IUIC. You know what I'm saying? Why? Because they were sending rod pics. That's what he was doing. And then if you see that video, he talks about how his cousin invited him over to pet a horse. Man, I'm not even gonna talk about that, man. That's he talks about. He's talking about he's teaching wickedness. This is what he's doing. You know what I mean? But we're about to go into the book of Isaiah, the 4th chapter, and we're gonna teach you the truth of the Bible. And another thing he was talking about, he said that, in Isaiah, the 4th chapter, that talks about when you're not in captivity anymore. Well, guess what? We in the Isupk are no longer in captivity mentally because we know our identity, right? And because we are not mentally in captivity, we know what the book of Isaiah is speaking about. Let's go. Let me see who we got. So we have here Salakia. Let me again, if you have your Bibles, right, you can also download an app. This app that I have here. All right, this is an app that you can let me see if we can focus on it. This is the Blue Letter Bible. You could go into the book, chapter, and verse. Right. So here I'm gonna go into Isaiah, the 4th chapter, verse 1. If I click on it, right, it gives me this. And then I click on interlinear right here. interlinear, and it goes straight into the Assyrian, but it breaks it down here. You know, so that's another tool that you can download if you don't have money to purchase. You know what I'm saying, this right here. But at the same time, the app gives you the definition and all that. So we're about to go into Isaiah 4:1. All right, and that's what it looks like right there. Isaiah 4:1. Oh, all right, so this is Isaiah 4:1. Right, so we have, I'm gonna circle. All right, right, so why do I circle these characters here? Because, so lock it. Right, so the ones in the blue These characters here are propositions, which would be like in the English a prefix, right? The ones in the blue are propositions. The ones in the green would be possessives. Would in the English would be like suffixes, right? That's the reason why. Just to give you an understanding. All right. So a proposition would be like here wa as a proposition would be and, right? And, right? And I'm gonna go into it. So and and 7. Seven woman of man. One and day. And they. And that. That. On our. On bread. We will eat and on apparel. And my name. All right, so again, we have wa, ha, ha, zaya, kwa, shaba'ai, nashayam, right? Ba, ayam. So like ba, ayash, akai, ba, yawad, ha, so like ha, wa, la, amor, la, kham, na, wa, na, akal, washamala, na, wa, nalabash, rock, yakwa, ra'ah, shamka, Ilayanawa, Asa, Arapathnawa, right? So what it's saying here, right, again, we have a proposition which is and it tells you shall take, and shall take 7 women of man, one, and they that to saying our own bread we will eat, and our own apparel where only let be called by thy name us, take away our reproach. Right? But when you read it in the English, it will say, so like I have it right here. Where else? Okay. All right, so it's saying, and in that day, 7 women, right? So we have in day, that day, right? And in that day, 7 women, right? So we have 7 right here, Shabai, 7 Nashawam women shall take hold, right? Shall take hold. Ha quazaya qua. Ha zayakwa, right? Ha zayakwa shall take. And then we have La Shamar, which is saying. Saying. So it's saying to say. La Shamar, to say or saying, right? Just like that. Saying, but we have the La. So it's two. To say or saying. We will eat our own bread, right? Our own. Every time you have the what's it called? The possessive. Nawa means our. And every time you know, you will hear it in the what is it? The Lord's Prayer, right? You have nawa in there. Nawa means our, or it means our in. God, it means our, right? So our own bread we will eat, and wear our own apparel. Wa shamalath nawa, and our own apparel wear. Nalabash, right? Wear. Only let us be called Rak Yaquara'ah. Only let us be called, right? Only let be called by thy name. Shamka, right? Ka as a possessive. The this character ka, it means your or you or thy, right? That's what it means. So by thy name, right? Ilaya nawa. Ilaya nawa, us. So we have Ilaya nawa, by thy name, to take away our reproach, right? Asap, to take away. Ha rapath nawa, our reproach. All right, that's what it's saying. So what does that mean? Right? In that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man. Right? So it means that, you know, women are going to start learning the truth. Right? That and they're gonna be sick and tired of, you know, just choosing any man because he has a nice car, you know, he says nice things to her, right? But does not obey the Lord. You're not going to find a man that is more masculine and is more that has the spirit of a warrior than a man that does the will of the Lord, that obeys the Lord. You're not going to find that on the earth. A man that's more masculine, right? More, what's I going to say? Salakia, of a warrior than a man of the Lord, right? And they're gonna find out the truth that the man of war, the man that is a real masculine, is only found in the Israelite school, universal practical knowledge. Pray you understand. And they're gonna be sick and tired of men throwing them away so much that 7 women are gonna take hold of one man, a man of the Lord, right? Saying we will eat our own bread. Because nowadays, women want you to take her out to, what is that? To Benihana's, the most expensive restaurants. Why? Because, deep pockets means that they can abuse you and manipulate you. And because men are so weak, I've never seen a man more weak than a man that says, "Oh yeah, what you want to eat? Oh, where do you want to go?" I tell my woman where I want to go, what I want to eat. You know what I mean? I consider what she's craving, what she wants. You know what I'm saying? But if I want to eat something that day, we're gonna go with what I want to eat. And then what I mean, the next day she got it. Ain't no sweat. You know what I'm saying? But you if you're the man that tells a woman, "Oh, where do you want to go? What do you want to eat? I'll buy you anything." Whatever you say. Just know that you're going to be taken advantage of because you're letting her know how much of a weak man you are, right? It says, "Eat our own bread and wear our own apparel." First thing you want to do when you get with a woman is go buy her, a Coach bag, or go buy her some name brand, right? Because that's the only way you think she's going to give you the box. You don't believe that she's going to give you the box because of what you believe in. You know what I'm saying? You think that, she's going to give you the box because you give her the newest Jordans, because you get her nails done. You know what I mean? Because you get her hair done. You know what I'm saying? All you're doing is sending her away to another man. You get it? You making her look right just so you could send her off to another man because she knows how much soft, you so soft that she don't even want to spend time with you. She want to go with a man that don't even buy her nothing, but is masculine. That's what she wants. We're gonna tell fire to her. You think a man that ask her, is gonna ask her, what do you like in bed? You think she's gonna wanna sleep with that man all the time? You know what I mean? You gotta tell fire to that. Let us be called by thy name, right? Because the men in the Israelite school, universal practical knowledge, we're not given a name. I mean, Salaka, we don't give ourselves a name. We're given a name. The men out there, and other false groups, they give each other names. You know what I'm saying? They call themselves what they want to be called. But we're given a name according to the new man who we have become. Why? Because we have we have done away with the old man, right? And this new man that you see before you, right, has a strong name. And women are going to be called by your name because they know that, Kamada, you know what I'm saying? They know that he has a good reputation. They know that if she's called by Kamada's name, she's not going to be known as a whore. They know that she's not going to be, you know, what they call it. She's not ignorant. They know that she's not out there, you know, shaking it up in the club. That's what they know. And she's not going to want, she's going to be disgusted with the lifestyle that she has, that now she's going to be called by, she's going to want to be called by your name, right? To take away our reproach, to take away what all the filthiness, you know what I mean, the ignorance that she was in, right? So somebody's going to look up like, oh, that's Kamadai's wife? Okay, yeah, I know she changed. I know she's not living, she's not getting high, she's not a drug addict. You know what I'm saying? She's not out there you know, trying to seduce any man. You know what I mean? But this right here lets you know that there's gonna be a day. Now, there's gonna be a man that does not want 7 women. He might just want one or none. You know what I mean? But there's gonna be men that want more than one. And that is not a sin against the Lord. All right, but what does the purple sodomites teach? They teach that, you know, that is against the Bible, and that's a damn lie. You know what I mean? And what is the proof? Joy Morgan, the sister Joy Morgan, is the proof that monogamy, right? The monogamy is not, teaching monogamy, that you can only have one wife, is not the truth according to the Bible. You know what I mean? Now, a man might want a monogamous relationship. He might just want one wife. There's nothing wrong with that. He might not want not even a wife, because he has dealt with so many dragons and he's tired of it. Now he just wants to focus on doing the will of the Lord. You know what I mean? Go out there and teach and, you know, handle his business as a priest. You know what I mean? But if a man wants to have more than one wife, right? If he desires that, you know, that's perfectly fine, you know what I mean, in the eyes of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? So what is the purple sodomites teach? That you can only have one wife. And this Hamite, who is a heathen, right, who was in their organization, already had a wife. And they teach that you can only have one wife. So what did he do? He went and he took hold of a woman. Right? When I say take hold, meaning that he overpowered her and took her box without her consent. She didn't consent to him taking her box, because he's like, you already married. And what did he do? He took advantage of this sister, overpowered her, and unalived her, went and buried her. You know what I'm saying? And that is, and this is the thing that is so crazy, that I would hear, you know, these fake groups say how what happened, you know what I'm saying, with the KC4 is the most disgusting thing they've seen in Israel. But they don't believe that a man that comes out of the purple sodomites sleeping with a alternative lifestyler with another man is disgusting. You don't believe that is more disgusting, right? You don't believe that a sister that got unalived under their organization is disgusting, but you think that what happened with the KC4 is disgusting? You are out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? You are out. Like, how can you not see that what these purple sodomites, what happens under their organization, them sending each other rod pics, is disgusting? That is sodomy. and you don't believe that that is disgusting? I don't know. It sounds to me like you are for it. It sounds to me like you stand for that. You know, not one time that I hear you say, "Oh well, you know what the purple sodomites do is disgusting, man. Sending each other rod pics, you know, a man under their organization sleeping with another man. You know what I'm saying? The sister being murdered by a heathen that's under their organization because they're teaching false doctrine is disgusting. You know what I mean? You are disgusting, man, for saying that what the KC4 went through is the most disgusting thing in Israel. You are a disgusting man for siding with the purple sodomites. You know what I mean? That's what makes you disgusting. For not bringing out that, you know, the things that they teach, the things that are you know, everybody knows. Everybody already knows that the purple sodomites are disgusting sodomites, man. You know what I mean? But we're gonna go into another precept. You know, that sister would have had a chance to live if he would have taught and leaned on what he learned in One West, that a man can have more than one wife. Maybe that sister Joy Morgan would have still been living, you know, but you know, she loved purple and gold. She was attracted by, you know, the purple and gold, and you know, and she seen men in all black, and that was too hardcore. Well, you know what? You better end up with a man that's hardcore, not with a man that's soft. A man that's soft is gonna receive rod picks. We're gonna go into the book of Exodus, chapter 21 and 10. Again, if you have your Bibles, you know, turn to the page so you can read along. Exodus 21 and 10. All right, I'm circling the characters in the green because those are possessive. All right, Exodus 21 and 10. Let's go there. Exodus 21 and 10. If he take another wife, right? If another he take him, right? Another wife he take him, her food, right? So like it. Acha, Rath, Ya, Kwach, Lawa, Sha'arha, Kasawatha, Wa, Ainatha, La'a, Yagara'ai, right? That's what that's in the Hebrew. So again, if he take another wife, so like if he another wife take he take him, her food, her raiment, and her duty of marriage, not shall he diminish. All right, this is the Bible telling you that if a man takes another wife, right, this is in the law. If a man takes another wife to marry, right, that her food, her raiment, her duty of marriage should not be diminished, meaning that you cannot decrease these things. Right? If you have one wife, your first wife, and you are, helping her with these things here, with her food, her raiment, her duty of marriage, you're providing these things for her. When you get another wife, you cannot decrease, right? You cannot decrease the what you have been providing. You know what I'm saying? Just because you get another wife, you cannot decrease these things unto her. You know what I mean? This is another scripture that lets you know that it is righteous as the Sabbath for a man to take another wife. The purple sodomites teach that you can only have one wife. But if we take it back to Exodus, a man can take another wife, right? But you have to do it with counsel, right? If your first wife, if you can't subdue your first wife, what makes you believe that you can take another wife? You know what I'm saying? That we're never going to teach a man that just because you can have more than one wife, that you should take another wife. We're never going to tell a man that, like, go get yourself another wife. No. You know what I mean? If you could barely handle one woman, if you can't even conquer the woman that you have now, what makes you believe that you can go and conquer another woman? You know what I'm saying? Now, the Lord, according, the Lord might give you another wife, because the one that you have now is not, she's not doing her duty of marriage. The scripture says that, there's one better than another, right? So the Lord can do that. So why is the purple sodomites teaching that you can only have one wife, when the Bible righteously teaches that a man can have more than one? Why? Because they love man, and they only have a wife just to in Spanish they call it patapale el ojo. That's what they call it in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? To tapar el ojo is like a saying that, you know what I mean? How would it be? Salakia. To front. The water is to front. That's what tapar el ojo means, to front. You know what I mean? They front like they are into women, but they really into man. Now, I'm not saying that every man in that organization fronts, but you know what I'm saying? If you're still in there, they also say this. What's his name said, Salakia? He was like, what you see, you shouldn't question. Right? So if I see you in our organization, lo que se ve no se pregunta. I mean, that's another saying, this Latino, the Spanish, Mexican saying, that lo que se ve no se pregunta, meaning like if what you see, you shouldn't question. Now, if I see somebody in the side of my organization, there's no question he's a sodomite. You know what I mean? But if you are a masculine, if you are of the spirit of the Lord, a warrior, you will leave that organization, man. General Muhammad said, well, just because you got numbers, like you hide in those numbers, you know what I mean? A real man does not care about numbers, man. You're gonna stand tall, whether you're alone or whether you were brothers, man. And that's what we do in the UPK. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna get more precepts that prove that polygamy or having more than one woman is as righteous as the Sabbath day. And I'm gonna just read them. I'm not, you know what I mean, because of time. I'm gonna leave that up there. But because of time, I'm gonna just show you, man. I'm gonna show you another law in the book of Deuteronomy. Deuteronomy 21 and 15. Deuteronomy 21 and 15. There's another law, right? I don't know where this damn purple pig gets that. Oh, that's when you come out of captivity. You know what I mean? Like, should we not obey the laws because we're in captivity? That's basically what he's trying to say, right? 21. What was it? Deuteronomy 21 and 15. If a man have two wives, this is another law, that if a man have more than one wife, if a man have two wives, one beloved and another hated, and they have borne him children, both the beloved and the hated. Right? So if a man has two wives, one he loves and one he hates, because one is submissive and the other one is a damn dragon. She disobeys him. So he has a wife that's submissive and he has a wife that's disobedient. Right? And they both give him children. Both the beloved and the hated. And if the firstborn son be hers that was hated, right? So if he has a child with a woman who has become a headache unto him because she is disobedient, she has unclean spirits, she, combats him and she just has a spirit of a dragon on her. But she's the one that gave him his firstborn son. Right, this is a law of the firstborn son. Then it shall be when he maketh his sons to inherit that which he had. According to the Bible, the firstborn son inherits everything that belongs to the father. That he may not make the son of the beloved firstborn before the son of the hated. You know what I'm saying? So meaning this, let's put it all in perspective in today's day. You have a woman and she's a damn dragon and she puts you on child support and she tells you and she gives you ultimatums. Hey, if you don't buy me this, if you don't give me this, you're not going to see your son. And he gets tired of that woman. He's like, man, I love my children, but because of this damn dragon, I can't see my sons, no sweat. He goes and he gets another woman and he creates a family, right? Just because you started a new family with a woman and she's submissive to you, and the other woman, she hates you, and she has become a damn dragon, and now you hate her, right? And you are on in your last days, you cannot give your inheritance to the woman who has given you, because one who was your first wife gave you a children, gave you a firstborn son, and she didn't allow him to see you. She lied on you, all these things, and now you have a first son with a new wife, right? You cannot give your inheritance to the wife, to the son of the wife who has given you a firstborn, who is your second wife. You know, you have to give your inheritance to the first born son, right? To the firstborn son, whether it be, you know, from the one you hated, from the one you love, you know, whichever is the firstborn son, right? That's who you give your inheritance to. But what's the point? The point is that if you get another woman, right? If a man has two wives, right? A man can have two wives, but there's a way of dealing with your wives, right? I'm gonna show you man, righteous man, who had multiple wives. So we go to the book of man, but for Salaki, for time's sake, because we're already, oh no, yeah, we're already past 9 o'clock. Salaki for my lateness, but I'm gonna just give you the precepts, right? So we have First King 11:3, where it talks about how Solomon had 700 wives, right? But it's the thing that Solomon, you know, he had heathen wives, and that is a sin against the Lord. Interracial marriages are a sin against the Lord. You know, sleeping with an oppressor, which is a white woman, a Chinese woman, Arab women, African women. You know what I mean? Those are women that you have to forsake, because that is a sin against the Lord, right? And Solomon, he had many wives, but he had wives who he started making altars for their gods. And what happened? You know what I mean? He started falling away from the truth of the Lord. You know, but nonetheless, he came back. You know, and then we also have the book of Judges 8:30, where Gideon had many wives. You know, First Chronicles 7:4, Matthew's 25:1 through 10 tells you how Christ tells you about the kingdom of heaven. And what does Christ do? Christ lets you know that the kingdom of heaven is like a man who is let's go there real quick. So like I'm trying to paraphrase it. Matthew 25:10. I mean, so like 1 through 10. It says, then shall the kingdom of heaven be likened unto 10 virgins, which took their lamps and went forth to meet the bridegroom. So Christ said that the kingdom of heaven is likened a bridegroom that takes on 10 virgins. Why would he make that comparison? Why would he say that the kingdom of heaven is like a bridegroom that takes on multiple virgins if polygamy is against the Lord? Right? That's what Christ said. You can read that on your own. Matthew 25:1 through 10. And then we also have Second Chronicles 13 through 21. where the brother took on 14 wives. You know, we have right, and that's it. You know, multiple wives is not a sin. It is as righteous as the Sabbath day. How Captain Kataza says, right? These purple sodomites don't teach the truth of the Bible. Why? Because they hate the Lord. That's really why. They came against us because they hate the Lord. They hate that we serve the Lord. That we are the only men and women on earth righteously serving the Lord. And they hate that, man. But with that, I'm gonna close the class. I'm gonna take the water for everybody that tuned in. Yahaba Hashem Yahushai Barak Atham. Yahweh Shamar Alathan Ba'Hashem Yahushai. Shalom.